Archaeologists say, tells you what, I'm going to show you who your daddy is today. Do you understand me? And I'm going to show you who your daddy is today. And then you're going to tell him who your daddy is. You hear me? And then you're going to tell him who your daddy is. Okay, then you're going to tell him. Welcome, everyone. Burhima rock site in Saudi Arabia today. I'm not buying it. The petroglyphs, I'm not buying them. I've been looking into these petroglyphs everywhere. I've been looking around. You find them in desolate, dry, arid regions, deserts, wastelands, the areas that got struck the worst in said events. And that's where you find the highest concentrations of petroglyphs. But you can find them everywhere. You find them in Madagascar, South Africa. You can find them in all over Africa, really all over Northern Africa. Tassila Ajar in Algeria, in Niger, that huge national park there, that melted metropolis, megacity, that's all melted down. Northern Africa, Egypt, Saudi, Australia, South America, the Andes, Mexico, New Mexico, Idaho, Utah, Colorado, Arizona. You get the idea, right? And we get the same crap, the same depictions, the same artwork, the same few artists likely responsible, because I see the same wide hip, wide leg, skinny feet people and stick figures everywhere. And the great aliens and the ant people. What are the ant people doing here in Saudi Arabia? Give me a break. And look what he came with. But one of Wyoming's greatest, the antelope, baby. One of Wyoming's finest, the antelope. He brought an antelope with him in Saudi Arabia. And look what he has here. The head of a great alien, upside down and dead, with a trident in his neck. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, so that's what we got going on here, archaeologists. And so here it is up close, same characters here, the ant people. And we have a male and a female, because we have very erect nipples and a pussy. Can I say that? Can I say pussy? I don't know if I can say that. Well, I just did, baby. We have a vagina and a bush. And over here we have a very large penis, and it's erect. So we have the male and the female, obviously. We're doing great work, aren't we? In a dead gray, in a dead gray, in a dead gray, with a trident in his neck. And that's nice, eh? And why are you spearing the neck of the antelope you brought along, hey? You know, why are you spearing the neck of the antelope you brought along with you? Not so friendly, these folks here, not so friendly. And you think that these are tip-tap with the stone in the hand? Or scratch with the stone in the hand? These are high-speed power tools, baby, making bends. Because they had the revolutions to back it up, the RPMs to back it up, baby. You see those curves with the power tool. The contours, it follows the curves here follow the contour of that curve right there. The power tool marks. Give me a break. Give me a break. These are fresh carved in what? The melt, baby. The melt, baby. Here's the gray's head right here. And look, it's so good. And what we have here are lots of camels. And you're going to see lots of camels. Why? Because we are in Saudi. And that's where we have camels. So they want to let us know that they knew that camels were around and that they used camels. Because they used camels. They didn't live with them harmoniously. They used camels. You know? But it's all in the melt, baby. That's where the evidence is. It's all in the melt. And this is evidence, baby. This is evidence. I'll tell you what. Here it seems to be like some sort of a strange, almost Phoenician-looking language here, eh? But it changes up. It gets interesting. It gets strange. This looks like Phoenician almost, right? Phoenician characters almost, with a mixture of maybe some, like, I don't know, fucking like Russian characters. I don't know, like upside down Y over there. But obviously that these characters here, the leads of the characters are facing what direction? The left. So that means that this language will be read from the right to left. That is correct. It'd be read this way. That's the way it would be read. If this is to be a real language. I think some of it is bullshit. This here is puzzling, though. Now, I'll show you why. We got all this writing here, and I'll show you what's interesting here about this. It's puzzling, but it could just be fake. And I'm guessing it's fake, but there's some strange things going on here. This is a Pyramidian roof. A melted Pyramidian roof of a structure, a melted structure. Heavily melted, terribly melted, burnt. But these here, I got a close-up here. Better close-up. Better close-up. Well, let's take a look here on that. So this is all the same face here that we're looking at, just closer and closer. So let's look into this one here. So up here on the right, see this up here, this character thing here. Now let's get closer. I got a better. Here we go. That's better. See that? That's not a person. It's not a stick figure. That's a sigil. That is a magic sigil of some sort. The language here almost seems to be structured, and it seems to be almost like an Enochian type grimoire type language, like a magic language. It almost seems like that. And the sigils seem to be like dark magic sigils as well. The kind that you would find in a grimoire, or like say take the Lord Marduk's dark grimoire, the Necronomicon. You'll find lots of sigils of dark spells which use sigils like this. You'll find lots of sigils like this with these bent angles and things like that. And then we go over here to this side. These are sigils as well. They're not depictions of stick figures or anything. These are different. And it's the only spot is on this one face of this one wall on this building is where we find these magic sigils and this very structured and organized seeming language in sentences, in rows and sentences. And I cannot actually tell in what direction the leads are on these characters. So I cannot tell if it's read from left to right or right to left, because the leads are going both ways and also upside down, and seemingly upside down in the wrong way. So you get what I mean here? That's interesting. That's strange. It could be that a very large ritual, magic ritual happened here, a ritual ceremony, and this may be the spells that were etched with a Dremel onto the wall here. I'm not sure, but it's different from the rest of the site and what we find here. So let me show you what I mean. So here it is up close. It seems to be dremeled, obviously, with a Dremel, a power tool. And look what they have. Now a chest head. And this chest head here has a normal head as well. And what do we have but a flat bridge nose Phoenician? Okay, with the flat bridge forehead nose. That's not a human. It's not normal humans, not Homo sapiens. These chest heads are always depicted in Masonic art work, 1700s, 1800s, early 1900s. And the chest heads, I'm not saying that they didn't exist. They likely did. But they're used in symbolism with Masons often. So, dark magic sigils, a strange Enochian-like language, and then we have dark sigils with these bent angles and upside down aspects, indicating that this is dark magic and not of a nicer kind or nature. And yes, and there's a goat here with a beard and some strange horns and a saddle. Why does he need a saddle? So that is a palm tree. Interesting. Palmettes. That's more Phoenician type stuff. So interesting. And then we got the warriors and a moose. What is a moose doing in Saudi? That's a moose with the hanging down floppy nose and the huge antlers. That's a fucking moose with a saddle on his back. What's he doing there? And there's these warriors riding huge giant house cats, big giant house cats. See, and a camel, of course, and they're lassoing their holy and sacred camel here, which are holy and sacred. They're everywhere. They gotta let us know that these camels, baby, are holy and sacred. And we got emus, Australian emus in Saudi in the desert. And we got this one's a male. This is a camel. This here we've seen this fella wear in Arizona, New Mexico, Utah, Idaho, Mexico, the Andes, Australia, Tasmania. We've seen them everywhere. China. And they're riding these huge house cats, big house cats. So that's interesting, eh? Bit spooky, but we got the bulls. And you're gonna say pants on. They got the bulls out because it's Taurus. They're trying to depict astrological calendars and such. No, they're not. These decked out cows. Give me a break. And it's not a cow right there. That's something else. This is a cow. This is a bull here, or an ox. And these language. Now look at the language here. This seems to be very fake. Okay, this seems to be very fake. The other language was very structured, right? On that face of the wall. Now everywhere else in this site where there are where there are petroglyphs found in writing. The writing is not structured in sentences. It's just a bunch of random words here, there. It's not like structured sentences like we saw before with a consistent language. This is all just bullshit. They're all like just like numbers and like English characters just fooled around with, you know. And this here, New Mexico, these wide hip, these skinny hip, wide leg, skinny feet people. Okay, they're everywhere. The same fucking artists. And these long hair, and and then they want you to think, oh, they got 6 fingers. How many fingers do they have? 6 fingers? They have 6 fingers. Oh my god, they have 6, and then they want you to have an orgasm because they have 6 fingers. And it's like, holy shit, put it away. For fuck's sake, it's not that big of a deal, They're fucking with you. And then these languages here seem to be very much unstructured. They don't seem to be a structured language here. See how fake this looks. This does not seem to be like a magic language like the other one does. And we got a tiger here. Well, what's a tiger doing in Saudi? You got tigers in Saudi. Got some practice work up here. They screwed up on the dog. They screwed the dog up. He's like, oh shit. And look at this. A bunch of 8s, a bunch of upside down shovels and pitchforks. This ain't nothing but bullshit. But that first language was something else. That was something else. But this is interesting, eh? Like, what's this? And then they're right angle buildings. They're right fucking angle buildings. Right fucking angle buildings. And these languages here are just not structured, and they just are just letters everywhere. And there's camels everywhere. Camels everywhere. Look at these camels. Look at the camels everywhere. You see the camels? Okay. And they're all 1-hump camels too. With the 1 hump. Do 2-hump camels even exist? I don't know. And then this here is a big seam in the building. Yeah, sedimentary layers and cross-bedding, eh? No, the building here, look. You see it right there? There's a crack right there. And look what happens. On this side of the seam over here, that part of the structure fell down and collapsed down this way. You see? It's not cross-bedding. Right there at the seam, this part fell back. Holy smokes, The right angle buildings. Look at this. And this here. They're not sentences. These are just like scribbles everywhere. Just scramble and scribbles everywhere. It's just junk. And these are right angle buildings melted. So this stuff was carved when? After the event. Not that long ago. Not 20,000, 10,000, 40,000 in Australia. Give me a fucking break. They're carved and painted on the melted buildings. It didn't happen that long ago. So stop lying. Who did the artwork? It's crude. A very select few, in my opinion, a very select few is responsible for these wide leg, skinny hip, skinny feet people with these skinny little feet and these wide legs. Same fucking artists. And they're stick figures. More camels, a bit more crude. Oh, look at here. Look at here. We got the dog. Got the dog humping the camel. See, they're perverts too, And they're perverts. And we got a dinosaur. And a dinosaur. Pushing these narratives is ridiculous. And they're practicing the camels up here. They're practicing camels. Give me a break. Practicing the camels. So, more camels just everywhere. And it's all etched out with Dremels, for the most part. And they're right angle buildings. Right angle buildings on their sides, lying up and, facing the sky now. Look at this. Lying on its back. Dead. The building is dead. And more palm trees and palmettos. These look like dandelions. These look more like dandelions. I think these are dandelions. Okay, and they're giant dandelions too, because this is the person. That's the person right there. Looks a bit like Charlie Brown. It looks a bit like Charlie Brown. So maybe this was Charles Schultz that came. He's from St. Paul, Charles Schultz, the creator of the Peanuts gang. He's from St. Paul. And so were the Peanuts gang. Lucy, Schroeder, Linus. Here's a male camel. Charlie Brown, Sally. They're all from Peppermint Patty, Marcy, Franklin. That's my guy, Franklin. The only brother in the whole series. The only brother. But they're all from St. Paul, baby. They're all from St. Paul. We've seen this fellow here. The alien. It's more the ant people. Ushering them away. And then they got, they're riding the house cat. Where are these house cats? like a big Egyptian house cats, and the moose. So we've seen that one already. Sorry, and they got the emus, some math equations here, and some fake languages. This is fake. These aren't sentences. There's no structure here. Look at this. Is that one word or is that like 4 letters? Like, it doesn't make any sense. What is that? It's not even straight. You know, it's just junk. These are made up. These are made up. These are junk. I'm not buying that. Yeah, they're all lined up with that. These are house cats. These are cats in every respect. Look how they stand. That's how cats stand. That's how I have a cat right here, and she's right here sitting next to me. And this is how cats stand. Okay, that's how cats stand. It's a cat's tail, if I ever saw one. This is spooky. What are they riding on? You know? And the right angle buildings, and it's melt, and here's these guys again. See them in Arizona. Yeah, they want you counting the fingers. How many fingers they got? I mean, 1, 2, 3. Oh, he got 6 fingers. Oh, so he's not a human. The ant people, the Anunnakis. The Anunnaki Phoenicians are the old world. The folks who weren't so nice. The ones who are here now, basically, pretty much, are the descendants of the Phoenicians. So they're here right now. The Phoenicians are here right now. And their time is done. They're warriors, they're crude, and they're destructive and mean. And frankly, I'm not so certain that their soldiers are human. Because I don't know what types of people just get off boats like that and just start slaughtering everybody. How do you do that? How do you have people just ready to go like that? They don't know who these people are. They're just ready to go and just slaughter, and they slaughtered everything. Everything. And they raped and slaughtered everything they saw living. How do you even do that? How do you even do that? Even if God told me to do that, I wouldn't do it. Even if God himself told me that, I wouldn't do it. Okay? Well, maybe I would. Maybe I would. I don't know. You never know until that happens, eh? I guess you never know until that happens. You might say different then, eh? Okay, anyhow, what am I talking about here even? Camels, and more camels humping. You got the dog humping the camel. This is crude. And here's the bulls. You say, there you go, pants on. That's because there's astrological calendars. This is what they're doing. They were smart. They were depicting astrology. No, they fucking weren't. Where are the camels then? Okay, where's the scorpion? Okay, where's Aries? Where am I at? Yes, I'm an Aries, baby. You better believe it. What does that mean? I don't know. It means something, but I don't know what it means, really. We haven't been given enough information, so I don't know. But what I do know is that I've seen this feller here in New Mexico and in Arizona, and in Idaho, in Mexico, in Afghanistan. You know, I've seen this in the Middle East. I've seen this everywhere. The long-haired. And well, we are in the Middle East, but still, I've seen it everywhere. Okay. And these fake characters, they don't seem real. Here's a king. He's got a crown on his head. So, very crude artwork. And this is the best of the best here. Look how fresh and new. Look how fresh. They even sanded the damn thing off. Look how the sand marks. Oh my god. Fucking sanded it off first. Made a nice flat canvas first. Brush off all the charcoal and the blackness off it first. And look what they did with the Dremel here. Got a chest face, Masonic. That's Masonic symbols right there. The chest face, and the crazy hair people, and so that's supposed to be Venus. Likely that's Venus with the wide hips, and then you got more of these Egyptian characters. No, it's a great alien. That's a great alien right there. The long necks, the long neck Anakims with the tiny little feet, and the tiny little feet. Same thing in Australia, everywhere. Give me a fucking break. And the camels everywhere. But you see that? Yeah, he's wearing They got him dressed up like a Pleiadian from the Pleiades, and give me a break. They got this art. Give me a break. You look like a Pleiadian, for fuck's sake. Trying to fool us, you know. Oh, the people that were here were far more advanced than any Pleiadians were. I'll tell you that much. They were the Pleiadians, okay? They were the fucking Pleiadians. And they weren't, I don't think they were from no Pleiades star system. Now, I don't know that for certain, but I don't think they were. Because I think stars just move up in the sky. I think they're here in our world. I think they're a part of our world, eh? I think the stars are a part of our world, our realm. I don't think they're what they tell us. That's just me, though. I don't think they're what they tell us. I think they move and they come back every night. That's my opinion. I don't know. Sure looks like it, though. I mean, they left last night, and I'm pretty certain tonight they'll be coming back around. We'll see. But these look like English characters and upside down, and just a melted pile of rubble. Look at this. This right here was the corner of a room, likely. There was probably somebody standing in that room when this building came down, and this was probably like 3 levels up. This floor right here, this is probably a room right here, 3 levels up, and crashed down. It's on the floor now. And look, see, and somebody, there could have been a chair right here, and somebody could have been sitting right there, in a little chair. Somebody could have been sitting right there, right, right next to the corner there, and they could have, and then they collapsed down. A right angle building with right angle rooms and walls crashed down. See? Right angle buildings. That's why you get that. And reindeer. What are the reindeer doing? What are the reindeer doing in Saudi? Okay? And what the fuck is a what is that? A rat, kangaroo or a wallaby doing in Saudi? Give me a break. They don't have kangaroos in Saudi. They never did. Give me a break. Now that's all I'm confident in saying. They never had wallabies, and that's nonsense. So here we have some Arabic. This white stuff here is Arabic graffiti. Now look behind it. That looks fake. That looks fake. I see a backwards B here. It's a backwards B. Okay, ooh, that's clever. This junk. Is bull. They're not like structured sentences. It's like a word here, a big long one here, a word that's kind of like descending down this way, and then a word that's kind of disappearing over this way. They kind of like getting tired of it, and then a bunch of like etchings in here, like a bunch of nonsense, to make it like appear as old and weathered, and it's not. These are fresh carved. Holy smokes, sharp edges, These look to be like characters in the Russian language mixed with backwards English characters and mixed with nonsense. And there's no structure like we saw in the beginning, right? And these are bullet holes here. These are bullet holes in the stone. Somebody's shooting bullets. So they had guns, whoever was here doing this. There's an hourglass with that's a sigil right there. That's interesting. And it seems to be older and it's like fading. That's interesting. That seems to be real, more like that stuff in the beginning. I don't know. But that's pretty much what I have for you. Oh, there's something interesting. Oh, wait. I'll show you the end here. So it's all in the melt. None of this stuff adds up. I mean, this is not cracked after. This was all carved after this rock cracked, after this melt cracked. Because none of this wordage here adds up with any of the stuff over here. It's not like there was like words or sentences across. It's like, look, see, they don't match up. If you put these back together, they don't match up. The words, they wrote some on one piece and they wrote some on the other piece. That's what happens. So here's a bullet hole. Those are bullet holes. They're all the same size. They're hitting the same depth as they penetrate here. Those are bullet holes. That's what it looks like when you hit stone with a bullet. And these tiny little characters here, they were just bored. See how bored they were. And they got the emus. And they're not ostriches because they were riding those things. You can't ride an ostrich, they'll kill you. These are emus. And we don't have emus, we don't have kangaroos in Saudi. And this isn't a structure, right? It's not a structure, right? With this huge archway here in the building. And it's not a structure. And it's not a structure with a Pyramidian style roof like we saw. And with right angle bricks in rows, perfectly spaced. And melting down. That edge was perfectly straight. Now it is not. And the buildings in the background with the floors visible and all these different sections and walls peeking out. Just holy smokes. This is Saudi Arabia. Saudi. And you must get the U emphasized. Saudi. It's not Saudi. I don't know where you got that from. Saudi. And we're at the, I forget the name of the place. It'll come to me. But I want to show you the end here, because if this isn't a building, this fake letters. See this here? But I want to show you the end. Because why would, if this isn't a building, these are so fake. But if this is not a building, you got the, well, here's some bulls. The ox, these are oxen in rows. We always see the oxen. They normally have that huge point right here. These ones don't. They always accentuate that huge point right there. I don't know why they do that. This is the same artist. And see, we're riding the emus. So these are not ostriches. They're emus. So what are they doing here? And these wide leg, skinny feet people. These tiny feet, wide leg people. And these characters that don't even add up. They're bigger, they're smaller, they're not sentences. It's just junk. I'm not buying that. And it's not a building, eh, that crashed down. And that's not a brick building that crashed down, eh? And melted together. And it's not a hot surface, eh? Yeah, break. So we're riding the emus. Gee whiz, so lots of I have a lot of images here. I didn't know I got so many, sorry. Here's the real language that we saw, the first one, and see how different it is. It's very structured. It's different. It's very Enochian-like. They're ornate. The characters are very ornate. Look at this N right here with the two hashes down the center here. See that? Very structured. The other crap is just nonsense. See this little point right here going up and then down, this little point down here? That's supposed to be there. That's the part of that character. It's very ornate. It's the same on that character there as it is above it. See? So that's something real, in my opinion. And it seems to be dark. I'm not sure about that, but all the rest of the writing and stuff seems to be very fake. So a bit puzzling, but it all seems to be associated with those who are deceiving, if you get my drift. And then here's another ox, and some of those sigils. So, and it's not a right angle building, right? But it gets better than this. Wait, and these aren't bricks right over here. These aren't bricks stacked up on the very, very right here. Okay. See that? And then, yeah, the stick figures. Where is the last? Oh, there. Okay. I'm almost there. Sorry. So we got the antelope. They don't belong. The fake letters. These just seem fake here. See? These aren't ornate characters like the other ones. These aren't all ornate and done with time and done very nice. This is just crap. Look at this here. I'll read this out from right to left. The way it's supposed to be read is what they're trying to depict here. I see an N, a Z, an O, a Y, a O, an upside down Y, and an upside down L. You see that? Nothing there. Not buying that. This is junk. It seems like they were copying that language that was real from the beginning, and they were using those characters to kind of, make their own crap. But I think that this is fake, and that first stuff may have been something else. Suspicious. But it's not a building, right? With the columns and the walls between here. Look at the wall right there, sandwiched between. And these columns, evenly spaced apart, and the windows closed shut, eh? It's not a building with the red bricks. And it's not a building with the red bricks. That melted. Obviously, like ice cream here. Okay? It's not, right? And it's not a building with a melted well. A melted brick well. Eh? Melted. And it's a natural well, right? Or it's an ancient well. Well, then why'd they build a well here out in the sand? For what? How'd they know there was water down there that deep? How'd they know that? And how'd they construct this? With these melted bricks, with these melted blocks here. So perfectly, These are questions I would ask, and I do ask, and I ponder. So I thought I would share it with you. I love you all, and take care.